Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today I'm going to be doing a full unboxing of the game Deliverance. For those of you that don't know Deliverance, I did a playthrough of it on my channel. Colin over the One Stop Co-op Shop also did a playthrough of that as well. And the Kickstarter edition has finally arrived and it is delivered to me. And Colin, this is his all-in pledge, by the way. And so I'm going to be unboxing that. But before we do, I want you to take a look at what is underneath this. It is the playmat for Deliverance. Now, Deliverance is no small game. I mean, this thing measures equally. It's going to fit in your calyx, and that's about it. And look how big the playmat is compared to the game. It is unbelievable how giant this playmat is. I'm super excited to dig into this game. Wow, this playmat looks so cool. And it really has the whole immersiveness of this whole town underneath it. And if you remember how this plays, your angels in this game should be up above all this. It's going to be super, super cool. So I just wanted you to see the playmat before we went to the unboxing, because I don't know how much of it I can show on the unboxing because it's absolutely humongous compared to the size of the game box itself. So there you have it. Now, of course, Colin will be doing a playthrough of this, so stay tuned for that. I'm excited to show you the unboxing of Deliverance, and if you're excited to see it, then I need you to meet me at the table. Before we do unbox it, I do want to say that this is for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 up. It takes about 1 or 2 hours to play through. This can be played in a solo, like one-shot, or it can be played as a campaign. It is by Lowen Games, and I will mention, full disclosure, as we go through this, there are going to be a lot of biblical references, because after all, we are angels fighting demons and devils. It says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And then, of course, is Romans 12:21. Let's flip this sucker over and open it up and see what is inside. The first thing we have is a bunch of punch boards, and we have our instruction booklet, so we'll take a look at those. Our first punch board has some action tokens up on top, damage tokens, shields tokens, courage tokens. These are things you're going to gain while you're using potential powers or prayers, and then you're going to spend these to do bigger, more powerful actions. We also have saints that are protected, and I bet on the backside, yes, they are. On the flip side, we have contested saints right here, and some of the things you can do is you can turn them to ones that are protected by being next to them without any demons. On top of that, we also have light and darkness tokens that can be placed on the board based on certain things that happen in the game, and we have 2 dials here that I'm betting is going to be for different types of health. The next one we have is again some more light and darkness tokens, courage tokens. These are all the different statuses that could happen out on the board. We have wither, empower, root, swift, cursed, and on the back they are the same as well. And then we do have things that are going to give us stat boosts, maybe for permanently or just for a moment or two, that are going to have different. These are the 3 different types of stats that we can boost with these, and on the back it has them at ×2. And the courage tokens also are at ×2 on the backside as well. And then we have some more powerful damage tokens, and then an angel initiative token. We're going to need that as well to find out whose turn it is. Next, we have all the different standees that are going to be for our character, or for the enemies here, I believe. And of course, we also have a lot of the main boss type enemies in here, I'll bet, at some point. Let's see. Oh, here's our angels right down here. And then here again are some of the bosses up on top. And then we have our dials up here for, I believe, our angels. These are going to be for the demons and the actual greater demons over here we'll have to take on. Usually when you play, I believe you play with one of the greater demons, then some of the other lesser demons will be part of it as well. And then we have, of course, more action tokens that, of course, are dual-sided, showing that you've used them. And we have an experience point token here as well to show us, as we gain experience, we can unlock certain abilities for our angels going forward. Now, of course, this game comes with standees, but we also have a full box of what are going to be acrylic standees. So we have these as well. These are going to look absolutely magnificent out on the board. Let me quickly take a look at a few of these that are in here. We have some of our angels. Look at this one. This looks absolutely awesome. This is Christine right here. She has, that looks really super cool. Now, I've been playing another game that uses acrylic standees, and I've been blown away by the quality of these acrylic standees that I've been seeing in games lately. They are absolutely phenomenal. That's just a small taste. There is, for all of the different characters out there. Oh, there's even, I gotta see some more of these. Especially some more of these angels. I see Michael standing right there. I gotta go check him out. I think I actually used Michael in my playthrough. There he is in all his glory, this awesome standee. All right, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna put it back down. But those are the acrylic standees. They look absolutely fantastic. I'm super impressed with those. Then again, those came with part of the Kickstarter. So let's put those to the side. Since I'm doing some of the extra stuff from the Kickstarter, we also got these amazing coins that come with it too that I'm sure are going to be used as for potential character tokens to show who is first and who is second. It could be something we flip. This is one giant coin. Really? Oh my gosh, that's out of control. That's pretty awesome. Then we have, these are courage tokens. So instead of using those punch outs there, we can use these for our courage. And then as we spend the courage points, we'll remove these and we'll be able to gain courage. And you'll see that when you look at some of the character props that we have. I bet this is going to be the first player token that eventually is going to come that was going to replace the little small token that you saw just a second ago. Now let's continue on. Again, more. We've seen this punch board. We're done with that. Oh, and then we got the angels. I forgot about these. And these are all washed. So they already come pre-washed. But of course, you can paint over this wash. I guarantee it. And we'll probably do a painting episode showing the different ways that you can paint these up, because the wash is a little dark on there and it kind of is a little splotchy, but that's okay. I have an easy way of fixing all that. And of course, if you don't like these standees, you can always use those, or if you don't like the miniatures, I apologize, you can use the acrylic standees or even the other standees. We do have a set of dice that come with it. Here they are right here. These are custom dice. They do actually have, they indent a little bit, so they are like fully custom dice as I throw them absolutely everywhere. But these do look pretty awesome. We'll probably use these in the game at some point to roll for different things. That's awesome. Okay, so these are the miniatures. Let's see here. Can I find, this got to be, here he is. Here's Michael. I don't know why I keep pulling out Michael, but I just remember I played with Michael and he was pretty awesome. I souped him up. I put a whole bunch of awesome equipment on him and it was absolutely bonkers amazing to do. All right, let's pull this off and go to the next part down here. Then we have our darkness board that we don't need because we have that, of course, on here on the playmat. But you would put this here and then all the stuff that's happening above it. This is going to be where you put everything for the darkness and everything that has to do with the bad guy here. And then, of course, you can keep your time and experience points going here. And as you play through the game, you're going to be drawing cards and having to deal with them. And they're going to be going in these initiative tracks. So these are going to keep on getting more and more power, more and more cards down here that you have to deal with. If you don't deal with them, they overpower you pretty much. It becomes really tough. So put that aside. Then we have some of our books here. We'll look at that. And it is awesome that they have a lot of trays that we're going to be able to keep all of our stuff in. That'll be super, super good. We'll look at some of those a little bit. We have our round order cards and we have status cards. I'm going to take a look at this too. There are so here's all of the different boards that you can play on that are going to be out on the board. Now, if you notice, this doesn't have any grids or anything, but these all do. So you can actually put these out here and you're going to play on these. This is technically just a playmat, but it does come with that darkness board. So this isn't what the map that you're going to play on. These are the actual map pieces right here that you can play on. Of course, you could put some of these right out where maybe they go on there. I don't know if there is a spot where they go or not compared to what's out on the board, but we have these. This, of course, is the very corner of it. This is the heavenly area where you can grab prayers and you can get some treasures. Treasures are really cool if I remember right. They were super, super fun. These are dual-sided. And of course, they do have different spots on the map where I believe different things are going to spawn in or things are going to be placed based on the way the scenario is set up. And these, of course, are wall type things. Even though you're flying up in the air, there are different ways that you're going to have to deal with these walls to maneuver around them. And of course, I believe they block line of sight if I remember right. So there's just some of the boards. I wanted to show those to you. The spiral bound book for this is the campaign that is going to be for the game. I believe it's about a 12 mission campaign. It tells you exactly how to go through this. It tells you everything you need to do. It does give you how you're going to level up your character as you go forward instead of just powering them. Like normally when you play through the game, you're going to go from like 0 to 0 super fast and be able to take on the bad guy at the end and really be strong by the time you get to them. Where in the campaign, I'm sure it's going to be more of a slower growth as you get more powerful. It's going to slowly get more powerful so you can play all these different missions and things that go with this campaign. It shows you exactly how you're supposed to use your talents and keep the campaign progressing. And then on this side, it shows you a little bit more about how to set every mission up. Now, of course, it does continue, and it has the way you're supposed to set them up based on, very similar to something like a Gloomhaven type approach. If you're playing with 2, 3, or 4 people, you'll set everything up for 4 players, every enemy. If you're playing with 3 players, you're only going to set the 3s and 2s, and if 2 players, you set the 2s up. That way, it's a more balanced approach when it comes to depending on the player count. And then it tells you exactly how to set everything. Oh, this is okay. That's awfully weird. Maybe it's upside down. All right, so this is, nope, that's upside down. This is still upside down. Okay, let's hear. It looks like the, oh, okay. I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but it looks like the first mission is upside down. And it tells you about gaining a foothold, and you're going to put down all the different people. Normally, you're fighting against fallen princes and their minions, but in the very first one, it's just a tutorial, so I don't see any prince that's going to be part of it. Maybe the second one will be part of a prince. Yep, here we go. You would actually take on Og. Now, of course, this is the slight spoiler because it's showing you kind of the first and second mission, but there are many missions, so it's not the other world. And of course, I'm not talking about all the different parts of the mission and how to play them or anything. You're going to have to figure all that out on your own. But it is kind of cool that you're going to be probably playing through all the different fallen angels or fallen people in order to get through this. Now, I'm still wondering why some of it is upside down and some of it is not. Maybe that's just my book. Hopefully, we'll find out. Continuing on, we do have the campaign tracker sheets, and there are quite a few of them, so you can play this multiple times or with multiple groups. And then we have all the different angels in here. We have Azrael, we have, continue, I'll get these out of here, Christine. Oh, look at this, here's Christine. That's gonna be awesome. We have Gabriel, he looks amazing. Here's Michael, this is the one I played in one of my playthroughs. It was super cool. Now, of course, you put your actions up here, and as you use them, you'll flip them over. Now, some of these things that these characters can do are gonna be free. This one, for example, is a free action over here, and then what that does is it lets you move 2 spaces. If you have at least 5 courage, you may move 1 additional space, so it allows him to move for free. Now, if he does, for example, this particular attack, he would gain 1 courage doing this attack, and then in the future turns, as he gains more and more of this courage, so here's another one where I can pray and I can draw a prayer card, test 7 on a success, cast down the darkness, or remove affliction, or retrieve a defeated angel, or revive, sorry, a defeated angel. And of course, that's where we're going to use our dice against tests on these. I love that system. It's kind of cool because you can do things, but then you also get to test to see if other things happen for you. On top of that, then you can spend all 4 of them to move 3 spaces and deal a massive amount of damage to a demon. His most powerful stat is this one up here, so you'll be doing 4 points of damage. And I don't think they're doing the dual, oh, they're not dual-sided, but they do have a play style, some lore, and where they're getting their inspiration from. This one, of course, is from Psalms. It's pretty awesome. It does give you a suggested build, so as you're trying to learn the game at first, here's a play style that might work for Michael. He's very good at damage. He's okay at support and defense, but in his difficulty is only a 1. Let's keep on going. We got Miko. Miko looks awesome. Sardius, Shula. These all look amazing. Shula looks absolutely stellar. Look at this gorgeous art. That is absolutely awesome. Then we got Talio and Uriel. Oh my gosh. And there's Michael. Oh, look at this with this flowing white. That's just amazing. All right. So those are all super, super cool. Azrael looks awesome. I could just keep going through these. Look at it. I just keep flipping them in the art. Every time I flip one, I see another one that has amazing art. And then, even though I've already seen them all. All right. And like I said, on the back, each one of them has their own difficulty and damage, defense, and everything here. Oh, this guy flips. He must go back and forth. Michael and Sardius. They must be 2 different people or something. All right, well, I don't know how that works. We'll have to see how that works in a playthrough at some point. All right, we'll put these aside. Continue on here. We have stop, do not open until instructed by the campaign book. So we won't do it. We'll stop right there. Now here are the fallen princes. We have Antioch. We have Baal. We got Devia. I think this is the one I played against in my playthrough. And of course, if you're looking for a playthrough, you can check out mine, but it's a prototype that we'll be getting, or there'll be another playthrough coming out soon. I know Colin will be doing one, so just go ahead and check that out when you get the chance. Herod, and then we have our name is Legion. He is here as well. We have, there's so many of these guys. Then we have some abominations. We have cruel archers. These are going to be the minions. These are the main fallen princes here, and they're not dual-sided, but again, they do have where they get their inspiration from, and a little bit of text that you can learn from in the Bible there, because this was from 1 Kings, this was from Daniel, so that's pretty awesome. We have the abomination, cruel archers, and this right here is going to show you these are where you keep the health tokens, depending on which ones are on the board, and then of course they have what they're going to do based on what die you roll. And of course, they have their stats up here for what they're going to do. Now, for example, this one could exactly hit the Juggernaut. Is going to, I believe what they do is they do these if they have those particular tokens, if I remember right. It's been a while since I played. They do get talents. Here's their health that they have. And then you get experience points when you defeat them. And you get 2 for this one. And again, they have some lore for everything on the back, which is pretty neat. We got a Hateful Fiend, Masked Evil. Again, I think I've played against those. And then we have Meddling Imps. We have the Sandman, not the one from Batman. This is a different one. And then we have Unclean Spirits, and back to the Abomination. That's pretty awesome. All right, we do have our standees tokens for the different standees that we have. We have things that keep things nice and healthy for us, but don't let your kids or pets eat those. And then we have the things for our dials, and then we have all the different cards. Now, interestingly enough, there's not a ton of cards for this game because you don't need that many cards. There's only a few things you need. You need some darkness stuff. You need the stuff for the enemies, and then you're going to have all the prayers and the weapons that you can gain gain from these, the heavenly treasures here. And we're going to look through some of these as we go through. This is going to be super cool. But before we do, I do want to talk about this. This is for the solo mode. Like I said, you can play one player, but if you noticed, almost everything was based on 2, 3, or 4 players. So of course you could dual hand this if you want to. You can play 2 angels like I did on my playthrough, or you can use this. This says right here, the intercessor is a non-combat support angel that assists elite warriors from heaven through prayer. This card is used in solo mode only, and it gives the instructions on how to work this card and how to allow this person to be part of the game, giving you kind of that extra boost as a solo player. Then, of course, we do have our round summary cards and our player aids right here to tell us all the different things that the afflictions can do and all the different things our boons can do going forward in the game. First, let's look at what our angels can gain. Now, of course, as we go through the game, they're going to be gaining experience points. And when they do, they can either, one, trade in those experience points for heavenly treasures. There are a ton of treasures. And these, of course, will boost certain things. Now, from what I understand, you can wear and do whatever you want. So if I got 3 different sets of chest armor, I can use 3 different set of chest armor if I want to do. I mean, after all, these are heavenly creatures, right? And they're going to gain +2 health and to gain an extra stat towards this particular stat. So this would be really good for Michael, for example, that we just saw, because his best stat is that one. So you're able to draw 2 of these and decide which one you want when you go to level up. Otherwise, the other thing you can do is every set of angels have their own deck of talent cards, and you'll start by drawing 2 of those talents and picking one and then going on to the next one. And so you can level up enough times to be able to get as many of these talents as you can before you go into the final boss battle. So for example, we might grab both of these talents, we'll decide which one we want, we'll keep that one, and then that's what we're going to get for that particular part of our board. So if you look at our characters again, I'm grabbing Michael, and this was totally random, I grabbed him again. You'll be having 3 sets of these cards here, and so when it comes to point to level up, you can either you'll choose one part of your talents to grab a card from, or you'll be able to grab some of those heavenly treasures if you want to. Of course, all of our angels can pray whenever they want to, or I shouldn't say when they want to, but as an action, and there are a whole deck of prayer cards. Each of these prayer cards do have different flavor text on them as you going through them, and on the backside they of course are going to have usually a one-time use. For this is the King of Courage. It's a free action. Play on your turn as a free action. It says the target gains 2 courage. So that could be one way to get a couple courage. This one says each angel gains 3 shields, and you'll be able to play these down. Prayers are absolutely amazing. They're super powerful, and it's super cool. So there's multiple ways to do things in this game. You either can do stuff with your angel to actually get rid of the evil, or you can help boost some of the other angels out there or yourself through prayer cards. Next thing we have, now we're going to the bad guys, as we do start with our initiative cards right here. So I'm going to move my box a little bit because I just happen to have it on the board right here. You're going to place down your minions, and then eventually the princes in initiative order. And after you go, these will go in the initiative order that you have out here. So you could have 2 different types of minions out here, and they will activate after the angels go in their turns, and then will do whatever they say on the cards, if there is anything, or if they have any special talents that they got through the game, either through the game itself, through the mission, or anything like that. They do have minor talents, and we have major talents. These are going to boost the bad guys to make them obviously a little bit more harder. Okay, we'll go with it. Oppressive, for example, could be one of the minion powers that a minion will gain, and you'll put that next to their board that you saw a little while ago. I told you a little bit about those minions. Now, on top of that, they're also going to be darkness cards. These are things that are just going to happen to you, and they're going to be drawn during the game, and they're going to be right here, and you're going to draw these darkness cards. You're going to lay them out, and you're going to deal with these as time goes through here. For example, this one has a few different icons you have to deal with, and you're going to test 7 on failure. Each angel adjacent to a saint or another angel is dealt 2 damage, then destroy this card. So it is a one-time card for that one particular, but I believe some of these do stay out here. Here's one. It says each angel is dealt 2 damage, just bam, better memories. Oh boy, that's tad bad news. So this is a whole big deck of cards here, so you never know what's going to happen to you. On top of that, each of the enemies, or the princes, the fallen princes, do have their own deck of cards that are going to be coming out. And if you notice these stars down here, the way that works is you're going to put these in order based on their star power, with the larger number on the bottom. And if there are multiples like this one does, you're going to shuffle all those together and place those down. Then you'll place shuffle all the ones on top of it that are in star lower. This one has 2s as well, and some 1s, so you'll shuffle the 1s and 2s together. This one has up to 4s, 2 4s, 2 3, 2 a 2, and a 1. So you're going to put those in that order. So there are different ways that these cards are going to come out, but some of them have some predetermined part that happens first. So for example, legions would happen first. I'm not going to show you any of these. You're going to have to fight them to find out what those do. And then of course we have some of these cards that are the talents for the particular fallen prince that you're fighting. And these are going to be uncovered based on how the battle goes or how the scenario explains how these are going to come out. And should I show you one? No, we're not going to show you one. Look at me, I'm taunting you with that. All right, I think that is everything. Yes, that is everything for Deliverance, a game that I have been super excited for ever since I tried the prototype out. Thanks to Colin, he was able to get me a copy of that prototype so I could play it. And now, of course, Deliverance will be coming as well. I might have to wrestle this from Colin so I can do a playthrough as well. It'll be really super fun. And of course, like I said, there is a campaign involved in this, which is super cool. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so we'll see you know when more content comes out. Maybe I can get a copy of, maybe I can do a playthrough of Deliverance as well. Please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. Are you excited for this game? Have you heard of this game? Have you had a chance to try this game? I would love to hear what everybody has to say in the comments below. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon. The link to that is also in the description of this video. If Patreon supporters do get some perks, one of them is they get to watch my playthroughs usually a day or two ahead before any without any commercial interruptions before I drop it for everybody else. On top of that, I let them help me decide how the game goes forward. So if I'm able to get a playthrough of Deliverance going, I'll let them decide what angels we should be using when we play through Deliverance. I think it'll be really super fun. On top of unboxings and playthroughs, I also do live playthroughs with Colin, and we also do some live painting videos as well, usually about once or twice a week. So maybe we'll paint up some of these angels. That would be super fun. I haven't painted an angel in a long time, if ever. Now, those that have been supporting the channel are located here on the screen. Thank you so much for your patronage. It means the world to me. I'm excited for Deliverance. I think this is a fantastic game. When I played the prototype, it was a quick game that had some very fun mechanics, and every single action mattered, which was really cool. Thanks again for watching, and if you're excited to see Deliverance, if I can get it, and anything else, then I need you to meet me at the table.
It's your master plan to set me